Okay, very good afternoon, friends. This is Prashanjit. I will be taking you through today's lesson session, which is about advanced tail reversal pattern. Okay, and we will learn about this. This is a very important topic and very important topic. So we'll learn about this. So before I take you through the slides, I would request each one of you to go through the disclaimer first. Okay, it is very important for you, for me, and I will proceed. Okay, so then let us start today's discussion about advanced reversal pattern, which is otherwise known as QM or Quasimodo. Okay, so QM is a complicated but very advanced pattern. It often occurs at a train reversal area. Hence, big trades happen from the QMs. Okay. It's a very special pattern widely found in the chart. Okay. The pattern represents that the institutions have confused the retailers by taking out stops of both buyers and sellers at the same time. Okay. So hence, maximum pain was exerted upon the retail traders. Now, till now, friends, what we have discussed in our previous sessions, in our trap trading sessions, trap zone sessions, we have discussed about patterns where we are having engulfs in one direction. Okay, this means either say a break limit zone getting created, what gets a demand break limit zone getting created, what gets engulfed? A resistance, right? So a resistance means a lot of people are selling there. So if break limit zone gets created and price engulfs the resistance, that means the sellers, they are getting stopped out. Okay. Same way, a supply break limit zone, it breaks the support, right? Support means a lot of buy, right? People are buying there. So a supply break limit zone, what happens? The buyer's stop loss gets hit. Okay. So in both the scenarios, we have one engulf, and the engulf is always in the direction of the trend, and it breaks either resistance, or it breaks the support, right? But when we talk about Quasimodo or QM, what happens? The price, the institution, they confuses the retailers. How? They not only take the stop loss of a buyer, but also the sellers at the same time. What I mean by that, right, in a MIT also, if you see, there is a resistance, which got engulfed, price comes down and breaks another resistance. Two resistances getting engulfed here, right? So two resistances getting added, but both are resistances. That means both are places where people are selling. So the seller stop loss is getting hit. Okay. But in QM, we have both buyers and sellers stop loss getting hit together. Okay. Okay. So this is something different what we have learned till now. Okay. This pattern can be found in a trend or inside an accumulation or distribution area. Okay. When it forms in the direction of the trend, then it acts as a continuation pattern. When it forms opposite to the trend, it acts as a trend reversal pattern. Okay. So the construction of a supply QM, how will we know that there is a supply QM in the chart? How will we know? Okay, we need to know, we need to understand the construction part of the supply, I mean of the QM. Okay, so a supply QM is constructed. I mean it is said to be like price will first create a high. Okay, then it will come down, create a low, and then it will go up, break the high, creating a higher high. So when it's breaking a high, that means it is breaking a resistance. A resistance means lot of sell orders are there. So when it is breaking the high, that means these sellers who are selling on this resistance are getting stopped out. Okay, they are getting stop loss hit, right? Now this is my high, this is my low. Thereafter price will create a higher high, and at the end price will again come down, and now this time price will break the low and will create a lower low. So that is the construction of a supply QM. Okay, first it will break the resistance, create a higher high, then it will come down, break the support. At support what happens? Look, this might look like a MIP structure, isn't it? It might look like a MIP structure, and what happens? Price breaks the support. So at the support, what kind of a trade happens? The buy trades happen. A lot of buy orders get generated there. And what happens when price goes down and breaks the low and creates a lower low? At that time, the buyers also gets stopped out and they get a stop loss hit. So overall, in this pattern, basically, both the sellers, right? They wanted to short because they felt that this is a good area and price can go down. Price eventually went down, but they got stopped out. Okay. Thereafter, the buyers, they felt, oh my God, the sellers has been stopped out. That means there must be a lot of buy order and I can go long because I expect price to go up from this area, right? And MIP short of pattern has formed. Now, but what happened next? The institutions, they trapped the buyers as well by taking out their stop, and both the seller and as well as the buyer, both of them gets completely, confused, bowled out, right? So there, after this, when this pattern forms, they're completely confused. They don't know where the price wants to go. Okay. And this is once this pattern forms, we know that a supply QM has formed and we can short. This is a supply QM and price should go down. Okay. So this is the construction of a supply QM. You need a high followed by a low, followed by a higher high, and followed by a lower low. Okay. Note, when a lower low gets created, we want authentic demand also to be engulfed at that time. What I mean that the low of the structure and the lower low should not be a reaction of the same authentic zone. So we all know what is an authentic zone and what is a reaction zone. The same concept applies here. Now how it happens, and how we need to look at it, I'm going to show you some examples on that. Okay, so here price is moving up, okay, creating a high, low, breaks the high, creates a higher high, comes down, creates a higher low, creates a authentic demand zone. Okay, price moves up. So this is a uptrend, right? A supply QM forms in a uptrend, right? So after a rally, you can expect a supply QM. So price has moved up, created an authentic zone. Then price comes down, creating a higher high, right? Tests the authentic zone and then creates a higher low, moves up, creates a higher high. Okay. Then price comes down, engulfs the higher low. By this, it creates a lower low here. LL means lower low. Okay. So it creates a lower low. So what kind of a pattern we are getting here? If you remember the QM pattern, it will have a high followed by a low, followed by a higher high, followed by a lower low, right? So this is our pattern of a QM, okay? High, low, higher high and lower low. And what else we need? We need, at all the QMs, you will find that the low is a reaction of some zone, right? On the left. It will be a reaction of some zone in the left. So we want that authentic zone, it also needs to be engulfed. It is not like that, price is moving up, this is a base candle, this is authentic zone. Price moves up, creates a high, comes down, creates a low, okay? This is our authentic zone, okay? And then moves up, creates a higher high, okay? This is our higher high, followed by price comes down, engulfs the low, previous low, and creates a lower low. Now the difference between these two is here price not only engulfs the low, but also it has engulfed the authentic zone which is responsible for creating this low, okay? Which is responsible for creating this low. But in that case, what I have just drawn, okay? Another time, I'm sorry I just messed up. Okay, so this is the authentic zone. This is low, this is high, this is higher high, and price engulfs the low. Okay. So in both of these structures, okay, one thing is common, that there is a high, there is a low, there is a higher high, and there is a lower low. Okay, same here. You see, there is a high, there is a low, there is a higher high, and there is a lower low, because this is a lower low because it has engulfed the low. So this is a lower low. But the only difference between these two are that in this case, price not only engulfed the low and created a lower low, but also engulfed the zone which created the low. Okay, but in this case, what happened? Price engulfed the low, but didn't engulf the authentic zone, which created the low. So, what will happen basically? This is the main zone. And what will happen? Price will again start moving up and move up. I mean, this is not a QM, this is a trap. Okay. To become a QM, price needs to also engulf the authentic zone which created the low. Okay. And once that happens, price will move up and we can take a beautiful short trade. Now, where to take this short trade? Okay. So, in a QM, the high, we will mark the high, you will see there will be a base candle, right? There will be a base candle at the high. You will draw a rectangle on that base candle and you will extend it to the right of the screen. And this is your QM level, and when price comes up, you can short there. So above the QM level, you have the reverse zone, right? Because the authentic zone got engulfed, so you will also have a reverse zone. And this reverse zone is otherwise also known as MPL or maximum pain level. Friends, can you all see my cursor? I'm sorry, Milind is not able to see my cursor. Can you all see? I mean, I probably have not shown the cursor, probably, I don't know. Can you all see the cursor? It's a dot, right? Yeah. Yes, small dot. Okay, not cursor, but a dot. Okay. So that is what I mean. It was a dot, so might be probably you are not able to see it. Okay. So anyway, so this high, if we mark and extend it, this is our QM level, followed by the MPL. Why this is known as MPL, maximum pain level? Because at this point, both the seller and the buyer, they got the maximum pain. Their stop losses were hit. First the seller stop loss and then the buyer stop loss. So this is a trap level, and once price comes up to the trap level, I mean, we can plot our distal line and our proximal line. We will plot our proximal line at the QM. We will keep our distal line above the MPL, and a beautiful trade can be taken. This is, it is a kaboom. Okay. And really big trades happen from our QM. Okay. Friends, any questions, any challenges you have about this pattern? If price did not react to authentic demand zone after higher high, and at that point it engulfed higher low, then still it is valid. I couldn't get your question actually. Did not react to authentic demand zone after higher high. You mean to say that there is no authentic zone? If there is no authentic zone, then this will be an authentic zone here, right? The higher low will itself be an authentic zone if there is no zone here, isn't it? If there is no zone here, then the low itself will be an authentic zone, okay? So that needs to be engulfed. In most of the cases, you will see there will be an authentic zone. There has to be also. Only very few cases where there is no zone at all. Either there will be a zone, either there will be no zone. If there is no zone, then we will count this low as my authentic zone. If there is a zone, we have to find out which among them is a authentic zone. Okay. Sometimes it can be a compression as well. Sometimes, like here, what can happen at this point, there will be a authentic zone followed by another zone, which is a test of this, and then price moves up, creates a high, comes down, creates a low. The authentic zone is here, okay? And price will give a reaction from the reactionary zone, will move up, then creates a higher high, and then price will come down. We need a lower low, and that will happen here, but understand, until this authentic zone gets engulfed, we cannot trade this as IQM, okay? So if it is a compression, then the authentic zone amongst the compression has to be engulfed, okay? So the low can be a reaction of the compression, but the lower low has to engulf the entire compression. And inside a compression, there will always be a authentic zone. The last zone will always be a authentic zone, okay? So that's your answer, Anshul. What if authentic demand zone engulfed but by both higher low and Raghavendra? I couldn't get your question, both higher low. Okay, I got your question. You are talking about a reverse zone, okay? Sometimes in QM, what happens? Price breaks the authentic zone here, engulfs and then moves up, okay? And by this, a reverse zone gets created. That is even better, that a reverse zone getting engulfed and then price comes down. You need to check with the low of this candle whether there is another authentic zone here. If there is an authentic zone, I need an engulf of that, not this one, okay, in that case, okay? And if there is no authentic zone, in fact there is no zone, then I am okay with the engulf of the low itself. Is it clear now, Raghavendra? Any challenges? Anybody, any challenges? So we will not trade QM alone, we'll cover both QM and NQL, yes. That is what expected, you know. That is what expected. It's up to you, absolutely, Richter. I mean, sometimes QM can be traded from the high point. I mean, the resistance point of the of this, and not the QM level. Sometimes you can do, but you may miss a lot of trades. That is the biggest challenge. Okay. So that is the biggest challenge. And if you keep your stop loss above the QM, okay, what can happen? Because these are always level over level, price can pierce your stop loss and then move down. So these two challenges are there, and that is why I prefer to keep my stop loss above the NQL. I mean, sometimes it is very big, so I take a confirmation entry. Okay. Okay then. Still it is a valid. I need the break of that MIP demand, Anshul. Okay. When lower low will be created, I will need the break of that MIP demand. That because that is the authentic demand. Okay. So price is coming down, moves up, creates a sideways movement, then price comes down again, moves up. This is what we can call this. Price is moving inside a support and a resistance. We call it as a consolidation, a sideways movement of the price. And thereafter what happened? Price comes down, breaks engulfs the support. So now what has formed here, friends? We already have learned about this. A sideways move and then the break of the support. What is this? This is what? This is a distribution. First of all, I have talked about the sideways movement and the engulf, not the breaking zone. Alright? So this is a distribution here. Okay? Don't forget distribution or you will start losing your money in the market. Okay? So this is a distribution, and inside distribution something has happened. Okay, what is that? There is a high, then there is a low got created, price moved up, created a higher high, and then price dropped and engulfed the low. In fact, this is the authentic zone here, and price has engulfed that authentic zone as well. So this is a QM which has formed inside a distribution. You will find many QMs inside distribution and accumulations. Okay, and also we have a break limit zone. So what will happen? Price will go to the break limit zone. It will give its reaction, and then price will come up and will slowly, couple of times it may give a reaction and it can go down. And what happened here basically, the QM level is still fresh, and if ever price comes up to this level, we are allowed to take a trade. Okay, but there is one thing more which has happened in the current market price. Okay, what has happened? Price has created a high, a low, and a higher high, and another lower low, and obviously the authentic zone which or the zone which created the low has also been engulfed. Okay, so once that happens, we know price has again created another QM in the chart. Why I am showing you this? Because in a chart you will see QMs forming one after another, and this is how price will continuously move in a trend. These are continuation patterns. Okay, so then price will move down. This is a downtrend established because after distribution price is coming down. Price moves up, tests the QM again, comes down, and again it engulfs a low. So again you can say there is a high, there is a low, there is a higher high, and there is a lower low, and the authentic engulf has happened. So though price has moved up and tested the QM here and dropped, but with this drop price again created another QM in the chart. Okay, so the many times the QMs are formed, we can go ahead, we are allowed to take trades in all these QMs. Okay, so price will move up again, test the QM, and it will drop. Okay, so once it drops, again we will see whether there is a high, low, higher high, and lower low getting created in the chart or not. If it is getting created, then we will check whether our authentic engulf has happened or not. And if it has happened, we know that in the chart there is another QM formed. And if another QM formed, we can jolly well trade it. Okay, we can jolly well trade it. So this is how the supply QMs gets created one after another in a price chart. Okay, so many a times, understand friends here, something if I tell you now just remove this part. Just say I am drawing this again, price is falling down, it may look like this, okay, in a chart. Now if you remove this part, what you get here? Think about, this is a low and this is a support which got broken, this is another support which got broken. Okay, so this is the difference between MIP and QM. QMs are more important pattern than MIPs. Okay, so a QM will have a high which is lower than the higher high, and if we extend that high, the QM level is there and price will come up to the QM level and it is going to give you big trades. Okay, so this is the difference between MIP and QM. Okay, any confusion, any challenges? How it happens inside a distribution, that is how That is what I have tried to show you. How it happens, in a trend, in a downtrend, one after another. All of them are QMs, but they will form one after another. They can be a reaction of each other as well. Okay. So this is supply to QM. Any challenges? Any questions you have? Okay. So construction of a demand QM, the demand QM is exactly opposite to supply QM. So the construction is low, low, high, lower, low, higher, high. And also we will need a authentic supply, which is, a supply which gave the reaction and the high gets created here. Okay. So price moves up, hits the authentic supply, comes down, and then this supply can be a break limit zone as well, right? And then price moves up and creates a higher high. Okay. So low, high, lower low, higher high, and this is a demand QM which is forming in the chart. Okay. So let us see some example of a demand QM. So price is dropping, creating a low, then a high, then again another lower low, lower high. This is a authentic supply zone. It is a mistake. And then price moves up, creating a lower low. This is a downtrend, established downtrend. Price moves up, hits the authentic zone. The authentic zone gave its reaction. Because of the reaction, a lower high or a low, a high gets created, and then price drops down and breaks the lower low and creates another lower low and moves up and engulfs the high and creates a higher high there. So once that happens, we know price not only engulfs the high, previous high, but also it engulfs whatever zone was there which is responsible to create this high. Once it happens, we know that the low now can be marked, the base candle at the low can be marked as a QM level and can be extended on the right. And this is a wonderful place to trade, and this is basically a trend reversal signal. And when price comes down, right, we are allowed to take a trade. So where we will take the trade, we will keep our proximal line at the QM, we will keep our distal line below the MPL. MPL means maximum trend level, which is our reverse zone in a QM. Okay. So the price will come down, hit the QM, and then it will move up. A big rally will happen from when QM forms. Okay. We expect big amount of a big trend there. Okay. So this is an example of demand QM. Okay. Victor has a question. Does QM becomes hidden zone after engulf? Yes. It is an important trap level, my dear friend Victor. So if ever, this is a good question you asked. So if ever price comes down and breaks the QM will surely work as a hidden zone. Okay. Okay. So it can work. So the same way, I want to show you how entire trend happens in the demand QM forms in a trend. Okay. So price is moving up. The same way there will be this accumulation forming. Then price breaks out. So inside accumulation, you see there is a low formed, high formed, then there is a lower low and a higher high. So once that forms inside accumulation, we know this is a QM form and this can be traded effectively if ever price comes down to it. In fact, these are very, very good places because understand your odds are more in your favor because accumulation is also there, fresh accumulation and QM is also there. And big trades happen from this levels. Okay. So once the authentic level gets engulfed, you can mark the low as your QM level and you can extend it and you can wait for price to come down to it. What is the reason for reversing price from QM level? Because it is a trap level, right? Which indicates that if it forms inside the accumulation, it indicates that the demand is more than supply, right? And if it forms inside our distribution, it tells you that the supply is more than the demand because the second engulf here, that is the engulf of the resistance, is what shows you the direction of the trend. Okay, so in this case, the resistance has been taken out, and once the resistance has been taken out after a fall, that itself tells you that price wants to go down because in a downtrend, resistance never fails. Okay, it's the support which fails. So once the resistance fails and the QM forms, it tells you that it is the trend is going to change and shift. Okay. So whenever there is a QM form and the QM is a trap level, it forms at the end of a trend because understand when the low is taken out as because the trend is down, everyone there starts shorting at this level and they goes long and the stop losses get hit of the sellers. By this they get a lot of fill for their buy orders and once that is there, that is their fills are over, then they take the price up. So this is a trend reversal pattern basically. So this is how it happens. It creates a QM, it comes back to the break limit zone, it moves up, comes down again, breaks the high again, right? And this is how another QM forms in the chart. Low, high, lower low, higher high. So authentic engulf has also happened and this is a if I mark the low, then I get my QM level also. So in a uptrend, you might see several QMs form and they can be a reaction of another zone, they can be a reaction of another QM. Okay, so don't get confused. Follow this rule of looking for low, high, lower low and higher high. And also the price needs to engulf the zone which is responsible of creating the high. Okay, so once it is that, once it is done, we know that the QM has got created. Price will obviously try to come down again to test the QM, and once it comes down, we can take a trade at the QM level. Okay, so any fresh QM level left in the chart, any fresh QM level left in the chart and price moved up, believe me, after say many months, if price again comes to that fresh level, by creating a downtrend maybe, this fresh QM level will change the entire trend. What I mean by this, see, this QM is fresh, price didn't came down and tested it. This QM is fresh, price didn't came down and tested it. So these are fresh QM levels and they are left over. So now price has moved up and also what price created here? Price created another QM. Low, high, lower low, higher high and the authentic zone gets engulfed. So this is another QM which gets created in the price. Okay. Now what happens? Price comes down, tests this QM and moves up. So this is a tested QM, right? So price is in a trend. This trend will continue. It will not break any QM which is in a, it is getting created in a trend and it will move up until it creates a distribution and comes down. So once the distribution is done at the top, and then price breaks the level and comes down, this is institutional trap curve getting changed. At that time, the institutional trap curve, we know that redistribution will happen, then the correction will happen. All this will end, the downtrend will end at a fresh QM, which is left over in the past. And here another accumulation will form and price will again start moving. Okay, so this is what happens there. I mean, in a QM, when a fresh QM gets left over. Okay, it's a very important structure. So just a second. Okay. So price moves up again, another low, high, lower low, higher high getting created. So this is another QM in price, another authentic zone getting engulfed, and we know this low is our QM. So in a QM may look like this. Okay, it may look like this, or it may look like this. Okay, both of them are QM. Understand? This is in a downtrend, right? Price getting a low, high, lower low, higher high. So this is a demand QM here, right? I can draw it. This is a uptrend, price coming down, low, high, lower low, higher high. Okay, so this is a QM in uptrend. Okay, demand QM. This is a continuation pattern. This is a reversal pattern because it happened in a downtrend. So these both are demand QMs, but one has formed in a uptrend, one has formed in a downtrend. Okay, the one that has formed in a downtrend is a reversal pattern. One that has formed in a uptrend is a continuation pattern. Okay. Okay, so once this is created, the QM, we know price will sometime after price will come down, take the QM, and the QM will give its reaction. All these QMs will give their reaction, and without giving a reaction, QMs do not fail. Okay, so it will give, some QMs may give a small reaction, some QMs may give a big reaction, but QMs will always give some reaction. Okay. The same way, friends, QMs can also be compressed. If it is compressed, if the QM level is compressed, as we have learned in the compression slide, if you remember at the last slide, there was like QM which is compressed, and if the QM is compressed, it might break. Okay, the level has to be fresh. Okay, it can be a hidden zone as well. Okay. So price is falling. This is how it happens in an institutional trap curve. So friends, MIP getting created here, thereafter a break limit zone. Price comes up, this break limit zone is an authentic zone. Price goes down, creates a lower low, then price comes up, engulfs the high, right? And also the authentic zone which created the high and creates a higher high. Once that happens, we know demand QM has formed. We will mark the demand QM, and we know price will come down, and the downtrend has ended because a demand QM has formed, and we know that we can take a trade, and this trade is going to make me a big money because it is the turning point of a trend, and if it is the beginning of a trend, I mean, you can write the entire trend now. Okay, so price will come down, react from the QM, and will start moving up. Okay, so after moving up couple of points, then it will start moving sideways. We know after accumulation, this is a short of accumulation, price creates a reaccumulation. So price did created a reaccumulation, but in this, inside this reaccumulation, what we have, low, high, lower low with a fake out. Okay, this is acceptable in QM. A fake out is acceptable, right? For a demand, for a demand QM, the fake out is acceptable on the lower low, but not the higher high. Okay, so then price moves up, we know a QM got created, price comes down, hits the break limit zone, moves up, comes down again to the break limit zone, this time goes a little down and moves up, another QM gets created because we know low, high, lower low, higher high got created and price comes down, again another QM gets created in the price, low, high, lower low, higher high, this is another QM demand. So price is in a trend, it created a reaccumulation, then one after another QM demands and price is moving up. These QM demands are awfully good to be traded, okay. So now price again coming down. Now this time it created a correction type of a level and moves up. The correction level also have a low, high, a low, high, lower low and higher high. So this is also my another QM. So this is how the price moves up. If you remember, after correction, what happens in a institutional trap curve? After correction, price creates a distribution. Okay, so price creating a authentic zone. Price moves up, breaks the high and creates a higher high and comes down and breaks the low. Not only breaks the low but also engulfs the authentic zone which is responsible for creating the low. So once that happens, we know a high, low, higher high and lower low has got created in the chart has got created in the chart, and this is a supply QM formation. Once the supply QM got created, we know the distribution is going to be created now and price is going to change its trend. So if you are long at the demand QM at the bottom and trading this trend, then you can hold it, and once you see a opposite QM getting created in the chart, that is a supply QM, at that time you can book your profits, you can enjoy this entire, as an investor, especially you can enjoy this entire rally, whatever profits are there. And not only that, as an investor, you are not only going to enjoy this rally, but also, you will be going out of the trade exactly at the time when the trend is reversing. So, you will not, price will come down, but you will not, lose any of your profits, okay? So, then price creates a QM, right? And then price moves up to the supply QM. The supply QM gives its reaction. Price comes down, MIP gets created, then price moves in a sideways manner. Inside the sideways manner, there is a distribution, gets created, redistribution. Price engulfs the support. So we know this is a redistribution form because this is a sideways move of the price. And inside the redistribution, we can easily see that there is a high, low, higher high and the lower low get created, and the authentic zone also got engulfed. So we know that we can trade it, okay? So this is a QM formation, this is a QM supply. So understand one thing, friends, once the trend changes, then the opposite QMs starts forming in the chart, okay? So this is how the price starts moving down, okay? So again, the same sequence will start happening. One after another supply QM will form in the downtrend, which is happening in the institutional trap curve. We know the institutional trap curve, right? So this is how the supply QM starts happening one after another, high, low, higher high and lower low. And we know the high can be marked as a QM level and we can trade it, okay? So price will go down further, then price will create a correction, move up to the QM and will come down, another QM will form. So by this, basically I wanted to show you that how all these QMs are forming. Their structures may be different. Just observe these structures, my dear friends. Why I am showing you this? Every structure, I mean, there is high, low, higher high and lower low, and the authentic zone is engulfed. But apart from that, all these structures are little different. Okay, so follow them, how they looks. All these structures are little different. Can you see here what happened? Sorry, what happened? High, basically this one is a lower low happened, right? And then moved up high and lower low. So this is a QM structure as well, but this structure is little different from what is here, right? So this is from my experience, whatever I have seen by analyzing thousands and thousands and thousands of charts, right, for last 4 years and all. So this is my analysis on that, even if price makes a little low, basically that is a trap. I mean, this is a MIP getting created and they takes out the MIP and then drops the price. This is a very dangerous trap that they create. Okay, so this is what happens sometimes. Why that happens? Because you may ask me that why the MIP gets broken and the price drop down. As you can see, the break limit zone is a level over level there. Okay, so they create this kind of confusions in the trader's mind and they takes out the stops and create this trap, and the traps may look a little different. Don't worry, just follow the rules: high, low, higher high and lower low, and the authentic zone to be engulfed. Okay, so the QM can form in a channel as well, descending ascending channel. Now Anshul has a question. This is a half channel. Okay, this is a half channel, but I just wanted to show you a representation. I am not talking about how it has come down to the trade. This is not approach what I am teaching you. Okay, so understand, if I am talking about correction, there might be couple of more swings. I have reduced the swings just to accommodate all the the entire institutional trap curve inside this slide, right? That was pretty tough to do. So I have reduced that. This is nothing to do with half channel. This will never be a half channel. Okay. So there will be a full channel. I have not drawn it because this is handmade. Okay. This is not a real time chart. This is handmade just to show you how it happens in the real charts. Okay. So in real charts, you will have couple of swings there. Okay. So now all these QMs are there, price will come down to this fresh QM and the fresh QM will give its bounce. Okay. So this is how the entire chart moves in an institutional trap curve. After hitting the demand fresh QM, which is also a reaccumulation, price will again change its trend and price will move up. So friends, all of you understood how the QM forms in a trend, also how the QM reverses the trend. This is how the entire game happens in an institutional trap curve. If you have any challenges, please let me know, because I will take you to one or two charts and I will show you some big reactions from QMs. Okay, please give me a check. I know at the first, when you go to QMs, it's a very tricky kind of a pattern. You may feel little confused, but with practice, it is not going to be very hard to find them out. Okay. So that's it for QM. There is nothing more. One more time, you want me to show you this one or the QM only? Demand QM you want? Okay, just a second, I will take you. Just a second, I have to go to the slide, right? I mean, just a second. markdown stage, price will, if there is a supply QM, you will trade the supply QM, and if there is a fresh leftover demand QM, that will change the trend. Okay, from downtrend to uptrend. So for yes, fresh QMs responsible for new accumulation and distribution, and thereafter trend change. Absolutely correct, Jayaprasad. That's the correct assumption. So for Mohammed, okay, this is how the the demand QM forms. Price has fallen much. This is a downtrend. What happens in a downtrend? Low and lower low gets created, right? And suddenly an authentic zone gets created. Okay. Price moves up, hits the authentic zone. By this, price creates a high, breaks the low, and creates a lower low again. And then again it comes up and breaks the high, creating a higher high. Understand what happened here? This is a low got created in a downtrend, then a high got created, then a lower low got created, and after the lower low, price also created a higher high. Now this is the structure of a QM. We will always see in a line chart something like this. Okay, in a line chart something like this. Okay, so or maybe like this. This is a demand QM. Okay. So once that forms and the authentic zone gets engulfed, you can draw the low, whatever base candle is there, and extend it. This is your QM level, and you can take a trade there. A beautiful trade is waiting for you. Okay, and the trend will certainly change. Now, if I now draw this entire area with two lines, this is my accumulation. Okay, and then what happens? Basically, price breaks it, comes down, reaccumulation starts happening, and then price moves up like that. Okay, so this is how the QMs form in a chart. Okay, Mohammed, are you clear now? Any challenges? Got it? Very good, very good. Thank you. So this is how the entire thing happens. A quick recap. Fast recap. This is how actually the prices move in a chart. Okay, I will show you a couple of examples of them now. Let me complete this slide. Alright. Okay, oops, sorry, I have completed this slide, but I have not discussed. Okay, so now get back to as many charts as possible and find out this whatever you have learned about QM. Share it with me. I'll do the very best, and thank you. Please share your feedback to info@questionwithcoach.com, and I will be happy to help you out. Okay. So that's it for this slide session. I will take you to the charts now. I hope that will help you a lot. I will show a couple of examples, and then we will close the session. Okay. Can you all see the charting platform? Can you all see the charting platform? Can you all see the charting platform? Can you all see my chart? Hello? Yes? Okay. Please tell me, otherwise I will not know that whether you have... okay. Where from should I start? Tell me. From here it will be okay, from the top. Okay. So what price has did here? Look at this. Okay, just a second, just a second, just a second. Uh, okay. So what is this, friends? This is a uptrend, right? This is a big uptrend. So price is creating high, low, higher, high, higher, high, higher, low, and moving up. Okay. So what happened at this area? Okay, let me write it down. High, low, higher, high. If I do any mistake, please ask me that you are doing mistake and all. Right? Just tell me. And after the higher high, I can see this low is being taken out and the lower low got created. Okay, in the chart. So once that lower low gets created, the next thing I know, this can be a QM. The only thing I need to look at whether a authentic zone also got created. So for that I need to check what is there on the left of the low. What is there on the left of the low? So if I want to check what is there on the left of the low, I found that there is a rally base rally. This is a rally base rally.
Hello,
And this
PG.
is also an authentic zone. Just a second. This is also an authentic zone.
No, we cannot see chart. It is only watch list is same.
No chart?
Yeah, watch
Oh,
list
sorry,
we can
sorry.
see. Yeah.
Just a second. Why no chart? Horrible about that.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
I was talking and okay. Okay. Now all of you can see this is a uptrend, right? This is a uptrend, right? Sorry for this, okay? I was in a flow. and okay. So this is an uptrend. Price was creating high, low, higher, higher, low, higher, low, and moving up. So at the top, what happened? Price created a high, then a low, then it created a higher high and a lower low because we can see the low has been engulfed and price has came down and created a lower low. This is a engulf, right? Now the next thing what we need to look at, we know that the construction is there of a supply chain. High is there, low is there, higher is there, lower low is there. The only next thing we need to look at is whether the zone which is responsible to create this low is engulfed also or not, and that zone is a authentic zone or not. So what we need to do, we need to look the left of this low. Okay, so in the left of this low we have this rally base rally. Why this is rally base rally? Because there is a gap up, so I am counting this gap as a invisible rally candle. Okay, so this is a rally based rally. This can be a break limit zone as well. As you can see, if I mark this is a break limit zone, no doubt. This zone which is responsible of creating this low has also been engulfed while creating the lower low. So what has happened? Price has came down, price closed below this authentic zone and also below also created a lower low. So this is my QM formed in the chart. If I mark the base candles at this high, what you see, price moved up, tested it, and thereafter what happened is a history. Can you see how many points drop happened? So from 8,795, price came down till 6,985, 3,000 points drop. I mean, that's a huge amount of money, right? So this is the power of a supply QM. Okay. So any challenges, friends? Any challenges on a supply QM? Any challenges? right? So same way price came down, price moved up, okay? Can I say that this is a, I mean, this entire area is a redistribution? Can I say that? Can I say that the entire area is a redistribution? If it is a redistribution, inside that we have a high, low, higher, high, lower, low. Can you see that? Friends, can I say this is a redistribution? Price is moving sideways. Inside that what happened? High, low, higher, high, lower, low. Okay, so this is a QM, price went up and dropped. So this is a continuation QM, supply QM. Okay. So now what happened at the bottom? Let's check what happened at the bottom. Okay. So let me draw. Price is falling. Price creates a low, high, lower low. Can you see the low has been taken out? A fake out is acceptable. And then it creates a higher high. So this is a QM formed in the chart. And as ever prices comes down to this QM, it is going to give you a big reaction. Okay. So now this is, if you have understood that this is a QM in the chart, let me, it is no doubt that this high is a reaction of this zone. Again, this is a break limit zone. Nobody has any question on that this is not a break limit zone. This is a break limit zone and that also got angled, so you have a QM here. Okay. So understand one more thing I have told you all, right? That say in a trend prices moved up by creating a lot of QMs. The QMs will give a reaction. Then a supply QM will get created. That supply QM is a distribution, and then the redistributions will happen, and price will come down by creating MIPs and QMs, and it will come down, and it will end this trend at a fresh QM, a leftover demand QM. So if I show you that where from prices bounced. Can you see prices bounced from this level? Let us check what is there. Okay. So can you see what happened? Low, high, lower, low, higher, high. Can you see this? Low, high, lower, low, higher, high. Understood? All of you? Any challenges? Right? So it has tested these leftover, and this is also a reaccumulation. All of you know this is a fresh reaccumulation, right? This is a fresh reaccumulation as well as a QM. Okay, and price tested it and the trend changed. This is why the fresh leftover zones are very, very important, the QM zones, because the trend will change from those two. Let's see. Now, when price has changed its trend, it created a QM, but this QM is still pending. Now, what happened thereafter, friends? I will now do some. I will take some taste of yours. Okay. So what will I do? I am showing you one QM here, right? I will show you some QM here. So price has moved up. This is a high. Okay. This is a high got created, then price came down, created a low, moved up. This is a fake out higher high, right? And then price comes down, creates a lower low, right? If I am not wrong. High, low, higher high, lower low. Tell me, is it a supply QM? This is a test for you. Let me see how many of you can give me a correct answer. Richter says no. Why it is no? You have to answer me that. I'm sure also. Why it is not a QM? But because I have a high, I have a low, I have a higher high, I also have a lower low. So why it is not a QM? If you are saying no, you have to answer me that. Excellent, Anshul and Richter. Both of you are mostly correct. It has not entered the authentic zone. Understand here, that is why this can become a trap for you. And this is why I wanted to show you, okay? This is from my experience. You will not find all these things in any books, any websites, anywhere, right? This is from experience, okay? So this is the authentic zone. Can you see the low and the lower low are reaction of the same zone? It has not broken the authentic zone. And what happens next? Gone. You are out of business. This is what I meant. So it is not only that price is making a lower low. Many times people go to many websites and read a QM and all. So everywhere that there is only one thing is mentioned: high, low, higher high, and lower low, right? But that is not correct. Okay, you need to involve I have learned with the hard way, my dear friends. There was nobody to tell me this, right? So I have done my own research. I have done my own back testing. Then only, even I have burned my money. Then only I have learned all these things. Okay, so do keep this in mind. If the authentic zone is not taken out, that means there is no opposite order. This is just a trap in your QM is going to break. This is not a QM. In fact, when this kind of a scenario happens, there a opposite QM forms, and now check what has happened. Now can I say this is a low, this is a high, this is a lower low, this is a higher high. Can I say that this is a QM? Is it a QM? Am I drawing it correctly? Right? Now the supply QM, understand what they created here. They just make you a fool. Made you a fool. First showing you, oh my god, you know QM. Come on, come here and I am showing you a supply QM. Go and trade it. And once you go and trade it, you are stopped out, you are confused. And you think, no, this supply QM, the QM doesn't work. And the same time, they will create an opposite QM. And then what will happen, you know, price will come down to your QM couple of times and will go up. Okay. So, this is how it happens. Now I show you another QM here in this price. Okay. Okay. So you might have a question why this has not given test. It has given test basically. We need to, this is a base candle. We need to cover this as well. And if you do that, you will get the trade there. Okay. So sometimes you need to be a little smart to get entry. Anyway, so this is another reaccumulation. Anybody has any confusion that this is not a reaccumulation? What has happened? Low, high, lower low, higher high. Now I will mark this. I will mark all the base candles. I can mark up to this also, I think, like this. Okay. So what happened? This is Brexit. Price gapped down 500 points. And what happened? Big bounce. This is a QM in fact, this is a tested QM which helped us. When price came down last time and changed its complete trend. Can you see? 11,000 from 7,900. It was a QM with a reaccumulation. That was a tested level, but still it gave a beautiful reaction. Now, with the tested level, I am again focusing at that place. Can you see? Another QM demand got created. Low, high, lower low, higher high. So this is the Brexit level. And if you check what happened there, this QM, whether it has given reaction or not, I wanted to show you that as well. So if I want to mark the QM level, I can mark it like this. So what happened? On the Brexit day, on the demonetization, this is 9th November, demonetization happened, if you remember. This is how price capped down by 500 points. But in this case, what happened? Price breaks the QM, touches the MPL or the reverse zone and moves up. So that is why I keep my stop loss below the MPL and not below the QM. Okay. So this is how it happens. Big trades. So these things keep on happening in the chart, my dear friends. Right? Yes, I do a lot of hard work, my dear friend. There was a point of time I used to work 20 hours a day, and I used to spend in charts and doing back testing. I only go back, right? Whenever what I used to do, you can also do that. This is the best practice. I mean, I don't know. Say price is creating this, and I have marked this, okay? Say whatever SR I have marked it. Now suddenly I felt I don't know what price is going to do here. I need some reference. So what should I do? I remember this pattern in my brain. I start going back in the past. Is there any time this pattern has formed in the chart? And if it has formed, what has happened thereafter? And that will tell me that what is going to happen here as well. So maybe somewhere here, maybe, I don't know, maybe something like that has formed. Okay? Something like that. Okay? So this is how I actually try to do. And you can also do it, right? So friends, any question, any challenges? Even here at the recent times, what happened? Price came down, low, high, lower low, higher high, authentic zone is not there. So this high only to be counted as authentic zone, and that got engulfed immediately here in this candle. Can you all see? And immediately engulfed in this candle, and next candle came down, tested DQM, and price moved down. Okay? Okay? So whatever I am showing you is from experience, my dear friends. I have traded personally, and that is why I have the confidence to show you all these things. Right? Okay? Yes, I have worked hard. See, Richter, it is not about giving out secrets. I have taken money from you, right? And it's my job to give you the best out there, right? And if I do not give you the entire thing, you will not be able to trade it properly. And if you are not able to trade it properly, what will happen? What will happen to my goodwill? Will you go there and tell people that PG, I mean, he really teaches good, or whatever he teaches works, right? You will not never tell that, okay? So I want that goodwill to happen, right? Whatever I know, and another thing, Richter, when you share knowledge, you actually gain knowledge. So the more I share, the more I learn as well. With you, I also learn, right? So that's there. So there is nothing to be secretive. If somebody else have not shared all this knowledge, I would have never learned a lot of things, right? Somebody, I mean, put my focus to demand and supply, then only I learned what is the demand and supply. Once I learned demand and supply, I understand that is not working, how to change it so that it gets working. Same way I learned price action from somewhere else, and again I know that it is so hard and I cannot even relate to the charts, right? And ultimately losing money. So with experience, with a lot of backtesting, with a lot of trades, then only I have created my own thoughts, process. I have learned from someone. I am also sharing to others. This is how the entire world should go. So there is no hide and seek in this. I don't like to be hide and seek, play hide and seek with people, right? So everything is open and clear. Okay. So friends, that's it for the day. I hope you have liked it. If you haven't liked it, if you have any confusion, any challenges, please let me know. I will be taking you one-to-one and I will show you and I will try to clear out your doubts. So please do write your feedback to info@prasenjitpost.com, because your feedbacks help me to understand whether you are in line or not. So that's it. Okay. So Richter says that is true, but so many people do cheating in this industry. Many people I know who lost money from fake market features. I have learned from many market teachers, I have learned from people. We are sitting in a big institutions from, they belongs from, um, they worked in America and all, their gurus are Americans, and at the end, not a single trade of the person works. But he's the head of everything there. So people like them, and speaks very nice, very good seller. So I've seen people like them, and we have to segregate among them. So, so it's true, and it's life, and there are teachers. I don't know. I understand at the end. This is trading, and this is really serious business. This is risky. So what I am teaching today, tomorrow, I do not know that it is going to work or not. But right now it is working. Right? So this has happened with the market. What has worked today, maybe 100 years after, it may not work. Okay? Because institution, they comes to know about their footprints. What happens? They start playing along with that. Okay? So they do all of those tricks. We are there to understand those tricks and learn and practice and create new patterns. That is what we need to do. Okay, so send your feedbacks to info@questionwithcoach.com, and I will be certainly trying to help you out. Thank you very much. See you then tomorrow at 3 p.m. with another very interesting and important topic. Okay, so till then, bye bye. See you.
Recording has started.